Before Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez tied the knot and became one of the world's most talked about power couples. Both had their own journeys full of relationships, challenges, and reinventions over the past 3 decades. Recently, the world was buzzing about their million-dollar wedding in the magical city of Venice, where Jeff and Lauren celebrated their love surrounded by family and friends. But who is Lauren Sánchez beyond the fairy tale? Is she a loving partner, or could she be one of the most calculated social climbers of our time? In this episode, we are diving deep into Lauren's story. From growing up in a working-class family in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to cruising the heights of fame and fortune by her own ambition, and some say, through a trail of influential men. Lauren was born on December 19, 1969, and she is 55 years old today. She is a proud third-generation Mexican-American. Even back in school, her talents and charisma really stood out. She was active in the student assembly, cheered for her school team at Del Norte High School, and was even crowned Miss Junior America New Mexico in 1987. The same year she graduated. From those early days, it was clear Lauren had something special, but her path hasn't been a straight line. So stay tuned as we peel back the layers of Lauren Sanchez's life before Jeff, and try to answer the question everyone's asking: who really is Lauren Sánchez? Lauren's parents, Eleanor and Ray, divorced when she was just 7. After that, she mainly lived with her mom in Albuquerque. Eleanor had an impressive career as a former assistant deputy mayor of Los Angeles and also worked as a city council clerk. She was a hardworking woman, which meant Lauren often spent extra time with her grandmother. Lauren describes her grandmother as a total powerhouse, someone who managed restaurants and worked as a housekeeper, one of the hardest workers Lauren had ever known. Life wasn't easy growing up, Lauren shared. We came from nothing. I used to sleep in the back of my grandmother's car when she would go clean houses. She got her strong work ethic from her grandmother and sometimes even helped her with cleaning. Lauren remembered, when she was teaching me, I thought, I don't know if I want to be a housekeeper, but she told me, no, this is a great job. You get to make someone's life easier. That's how she saw life. That spirit is definitely in me. Despite her mother speaking Spanish at home, Lauren didn't learn the language growing up, being a third-generation Latina with Mexican-American roots. She treasures her heritage, but says there's one thing she regrets. My grandmother and mother spoke Spanish all the time, she said. My biggest regret is not being able to speak fluent Spanish. My mom didn't teach me because she didn't want me to have an accent. She thought it might hold me back. Now Lauren is taking Spanish lessons herself, and her kids are learning too because it's something she truly wants for her family. Lauren always dreamed of becoming a journalist, but her journey had its challenges. Throughout her childhood, she struggled with undiagnosed dyslexia, which made her doubt whether she could pursue journalism. So instead, she set her sights on becoming a flight attendant. At 18, she moved to Los Angeles to apply for a job as a stewardess with Southwest Airlines. But during the process, she was weighed, a standard practice back then. Even though she weighed just over 120 pounds, she was told she needed to be 115 pounds. And ultimately, she didn't get the job because of the requirement. Feeling discouraged and unsure of her next steps, Lauren decided to go back to school. She enrolled at El Camino College in Torrance, California. And it was there that a pivotal moment changed everything. A perceptive teacher noticed she was struggling and encouraged her to get tested for a learning disability. That's when Lauren discovered that she was dyslexic. The teacher told her, "You're not dumb. You're just dyslexic. Let me give you tools on how to write." Lauren recalled how the professor even gave her a pocket dictionary to carry with her. a small gift that turned out to be life-changing. With new strategies and support, Lauren's grades improved dramatically. She went from barely holding a 2.0 GPA to making the Dean's List, eventually earning a scholarship to the University of Southern California, where she majored in communications. In 1992, Lauren transferred to USC and spent 2 years there, gaining practical experience as a desk assistant at KCOP-TV, a Los Angeles news station. It was during this time she began a relationship with sports journalist Rory Marcus. They got engaged, but that relationship eventually ended. Around the same time, in 1994, Lauren landed her first on-air job as an anchor and reporter at Phoenix's KTVK TV. She decided to move on from Rory to focus on her growing career in Arizona. Later, she joined the nationally syndicated entertainment show Extra as a reporter. Sadly, Rory survived a near-fatal brain blood clot in 2008, but passed away from a heart attack in 2010 at just 54. Lauren's love life began to heat up when she started dating NFL star Anthony Miller. After meeting him at the 1996 Super Bowl, Anthony was with Denver Broncos, and Lauren was already making waves as a reporter. They dated for about 4 years and were engaged for a year and a half before calling it quits. Anthony claimed that Lauren was unfaithful during their relationship, saying he couldn't trust her and that she was seeing other men, something he discovered by looking in her diary and learned even more about after they broke up. He also described her as frugal and really cheap, accusing her of expecting him to pay for everything. Even though she had a good income as a reporter, Anthony admitted he proposed mainly because Lauren kept bugging him about marriage, and that he never saw the engagement ring again after they split in 1999. However, people close to both Lauren and Anthony share a very different story. They say Anthony was actually the one who cheated, allegedly getting involved with a stripper. They also deny the idea that Lauren was frugal, pointing out that she was already a multimillionaire in her 20s, well before she dated any of these men. In fact, after their breakup, Anthony reportedly came to Lauren asking for money. Many insiders believe Anthony's decision to air these old relationship issues more than 20 years later, right after Lauren's affair with Jeff Bezos became public, was opportunistic. After Anthony, Lauren dated a former LA Lakers star on and off, before starting a relationship with another footballer, Tony Gonzalez. Together, they welcomed their son Nico in 2001. Their split in 2002 was messy, with cheating accusations flying both ways. But over the years, they've moved past all that. They've even been spotted out together with their new partners and remain good co-parents. Tony's current wife, October Gonzalez, is a close friend of Lauren's and attended Lauren's bachelorette party in Paris, as well as Lauren and Jeff's wedding in Venice, where Tony and their son Nico were also present. Next up, Lauren traded up to Henry Simmons, the star of NYPD Blue, and they got engaged for a while. However, the details of their relationship remain private, and Lauren ended up calling off that engagement shortly after meeting her ex-husband, Patrick Weissel. It's said she started seeing Patrick while still living with Henry. 3 engagements aside, it wasn't just her love life that was advancing. Her career was soaring too. Lauren made a name for herself in various local newsrooms before landing high-profile roles as a reporter and anchor for Fox Sports Net, Extra, and Good Day LA. By the late 90s, she had become a familiar face on American TV, earning an Emmy nomination for her show Going Deep on Fox Sportsnet and winning an Emmy in 1999 as the anchor for KCOP TV's UPN News 13. Beyond real-life anchoring, Lauren even played a news anchor in films like Fight Club, The Day After Tomorrow, and The Fantastic Four, showing her versatility on camera. In 2005, she made her reality TV debut as the original host of the popular dance competition So You Think You Can Dance. That same year, she graced the cover of Open Your Eyes magazine with the headline, America's Hottest News Anchor. But while Lauren was lighting up the small screen, her true fascination was quietly taking flight. She grew up in a household where flying was part of the family DNA. Her parents juggled day jobs, but at heart, they were both pilots and even ran their own little flight school. Lauren would hop in for rides with her dad, Ray, who was not just a pilot but also a flight instructor and mechanic, or watch the planes zoom past, content to be a spectator rather than a student. For the longest time, she didn't dive into aviation herself. She was happy enough watching from the sidelines. But that changed one day with a simple, game-changing confession. I think I want to learn to fly, she told her dad. Lauren jokes that was probably the happiest moment of his life. True to form, Ray wasted no time helping her find a flight instructor in California. When Lauren showed up for her first lesson, the instructor, knowing her family background, was sure she'd be some sort of prodigy. Your parents are both pilots. You must know a ton about planes, they said. Lauren just laughed. Honestly, the only thing I know is to stay far away from the propeller. The instructor smiled and said, "All right, looks like we've got a lot to cover." And that's where Lauren's real aviation adventure began. A huge milestone came on her first solo flight. The first time I flew the plane alone, I thought, I can do this. I've got this. Lauren remembers. Seeing the world from up above just changed everything. My whole perspective shifted. It was more than just about flying. It was a wake-up call that she was capable of anything she set her mind to. Leaving her news career to become a pilot at 40 was a definitely bold move. In 2014, she moved behind the camera with Pursuit Productions, where she and co-founder Dan Frickin developed features and documentaries, including one about pilots in World War II's epic Battle of Tarawa. Still, she soon found herself pulled skyward for an even greater adventure, learning to fly helicopters. As soon as she realized how much she loved being in the air, she doubled down on her flight studies. I had my job, I had a career, and then I found a calling, she says. Entertainment and filming were great, and suddenly I could combine them with flying. But that journey wasn't easy. I'm dyslexic, so I literally had to put myself in a room and just cram to figure things out, she admits. It's called a learning difference now, which sounds nicer, but back then, I just thought I was stupid. My co-anchors knew, but not many others. I felt like it was something I had to hide because people just didn't talk about it. Lauren started with planes in 2011, but earning her helicopter license took things to a whole new level. It was tough, so tough there were moments in the cockpit where she broke down. I literally cried, and I never cry, she recalls, describing how hard it was to steady the helicopter and wanting to give up. You spend a year in flight school, take tests, and the check ride with an instructor. They run you through all the emergency procedures. If your engine cuts out, they turn off the throttle and you have to land safely. It's just like life. Everything's fine when it all goes smoothly. But when things go wrong, can you handle it? In 2016, Lauren earned her helicopter license and made history by launching Black Ops Aviation, becoming the first woman to own an aerial film production company. Her Santa Monica airport hangar now houses both her Cirrus plane and 2 helicopters. Her team has shot footage for Netflix, Amazon, and even helped with Christopher Nolan's film Dunkirk. They've filmed commercials in the Bahamas and Los Cabos, Mexico, for high-end residential developer Discovery Land, which boasts homeowners like Tom Brady and George Clooney, and provided aerial shots for Twilight director Catherine Hardwicke's movies, including Miss Bala. For Lauren, these were true pinch-me moments, and she wants more women to have that experience. This is such a male-dominated field, she says, but there's nothing physically stopping women from flying a helicopter. You can be 5'1" or 6'4". There's no reason more women shouldn't be doing this. She's paid it forward by creating a scholarship through her foundation, funding flight training for 2 high school girls. We came from nothing, and I've been lucky enough to build a career, she explains. Work is part of who I am, and now I want to give back. Lauren hopes her example inspires more girls. When you are growing up, you just don't see many female aviators. So if someone sees me and thinks, hey, maybe I can do that, I'm thrilled. It's an incredible experience and I love it. Lauren likes to keep her feet off the ground as much as possible. I want to be in a helicopter all the time, she says. Life is chaotic, but once you lift off, you are in a completely different energy space. It's calming. Up there, I am completely satisfied. It's exactly where I need to be. Now, all 3 of her kids are taking flying lessons too. Never want to miss a chance for a little humor. She laughed about being a helicopter mom after piloting a chopper for a skydiving trip with her son Nico and Orlando Bloom. Pretty cool, right? Lauren's love of flying doesn't stop with helicopters either. Earlier this year, she joined an all-female crew that included Gayle King and Katy Perry on Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket, enjoying a 10-minute suborbital trip to the edge of space with Jeff Bezos' aerospace company. After the flight, Lauren said the experience left her feeling incredibly open-hearted. Now, turning back to her roller coaster love life. Jeff Bezos isn't the first powerful man Lauren has dated. Before Jeff, she was married to Patrick Whitesell, a major Hollywood talent agent known for representing some of the biggest stars, including Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Aniston, Jake Gyllenhaal, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Christian Bale, Jude Law, and Drew Barrymore. A fun story about Patrick is how he was so impressed by Matt Damon's 1992 performance in School Ties that he tracked him down through the Harvard University directory, where Damon was a student, and called him directly in his dorm to convince him to be his client. Though the exact details of how Lauren and Patrick met aren't widely known, they tied the knot in August 2005 at a glamorous, star-studded wedding in Santa Barbara. The event was packed with many of Patrick's top clients and Hollywood's A-list. Lauren joked at the time that she had to sit Matt Damon and Ben Affleck together since they rarely got to see one another. For their first dance, Lauren and Patrick performed a sexy rumba choreographed by So You Think You Can dancers Mary Murphy, and their wedding planner recalled the passionate long kiss they shared at the altar, saying it was clear they were deeply in love. Following their wedding, the couple had 2 children, son Evan, born in 2006, and daughter Ella in 2008. They were married for about 13 years before their relationship began to unravel. In late 2018, they separated, and Lauren filed for divorce in April 2019. Interestingly, the timing closely followed Jeff Bezos finalizing his own divorce from Mackenzie. Sources report that Patrick was actually the one who introduced Lauren to Jeff Bezos, and that Lauren and Patrick's relationship had been on and off while he was aware she was seeing Jeff. Celebrity divorce lawyer Laura Wasser, known for representing stars like Jennifer Garner, Angelina Jolie, and Kim Kardashian, helped mediate their split. They agreed to share joint physical custody of their 2 children, and their property settlement was divided according to their prenuptial agreement. Despite calling it quits, Lauren and Patrick have kept things friendly and continue to co-parent well. On the professional side, Patrick now leads Wynn Sports Group, an NFL-focused sports management and investment company backed by Silver Lake. This agency launched in 2025 after he left WME and Endeavor, serves athletes, coaches, and leaders in the football and aims to empower players to build careers and businesses beyond the field. Before this, he was executive chairman of WME, one of Hollywood's top talent agencies, representing many of the biggest stars. Recently, Patrick also partnered with Universal Music Group, which represents major artists like Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, and Lady Gaga. While he may not have Bezos-level wealth, Patrick's estimated net worth is still an impressive $450 million. He's also racked up plenty of recognition over the years, earning spots on Fortune's Business People of the Year and Fast Company's Most Creative People in Business. Patrick has also moved on personally. He married model Pia Weissel in 2021. Together, they've built a blended family that includes Pia's 2 sons from her previous relationships. What a journey, right? Before Lauren Sánchez ever crossed paths with Jeff Bezos, she'd already packed several lifetimes worth of adventure into her story, from overcoming adversity and rising up the ranks in broadcast journalism, to breaking barriers in aviation, building her own company, and navigating all the twists and turns of life and love. Lauren has shown us what it means to live boldly and unapologetically. It's easy to see why Lauren's story draws people in. Her unstoppable career drive, her resilience in the face of setbacks, and her ability to embrace every opportunity with heart and humor. And let's be honest, her romantic life has been just as dynamic. Through it all, Lauren's openness, confidence, and passion have made her not just successful, but truly magnetic. If you are as amazed by Lauren's fearless energy and multidimensional spirit as I am, buckle up because we are just getting started. Next episode, we'll peel back the curtain on Lauren's whirlwind love story with Jeff Bezos. From secret beginnings to headline-making moments, you won't want to miss a single juicy detail. Thank you for spending time with me today. If you are inspired by Lauren's journey or curious about what's coming next, remember to subscribe and share your thoughts or questions in the comments. See you next episode. Pretty cool.